right, hello. Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for coming out. It's really great to see all of you. All right, so today's show is called Saints and Souls, and it coincides with the Christian holiday of All Saints' Day, which is today. And I decided to do tribute songs for tonight's show, songs that are in tribute to somebody else, either living or dead, and someone that meant a lot to the person who wrote the song. I have a couple of original songs that fall into that category, but tonight is going to mostly be covers. I'll start off the way I usually do with Wind Song. So, and once we finish up with that, we'll go into the theme of tonight's show. I see you dancing there, but there's tension in your stare, as if the world is disturbing your peace, as if there's something deep inside you try so hard to hide, leaves you aching to find your sweet release. Just come with me and I'll show you a place where the wind flows free. I'll let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace of breathe it in. And so we began in the corner of your home little room. It's like roses in bloom. I breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Just take a seat with me. Let it run free. There is no shame. Feel the tension ooze away. I still want you by my side. It makes you feel alive. Feel the fragrance of creation as you stay. It's a love so fine. Now just let it flow from your depths into mine. I let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, so breathe it in. And so we began in the corner of your home little room. It's like roses in bloom. I breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Once you're satisfied, just return to the dance, to the soundtrack of your life. But so you know, if the tension ever grows, then come back here to find me and let the wind blow. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, so breathe it in. And so we began in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom. I breathe it in. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. There's freedom in the basking in the wind. Hi, thank you so much. Great to be here again. Once again, that was Wind Song. We're going to move right into the big topic at hand here tonight, which is tribute songs, songs in tribute to other people. This is a song that I wrote after the death of a good friend of mine by the name of Peter Costas. He was on the local the local open mic scene, local music scene around here. And in 2020, he was killed tragically in a cycling accident. So I wrote this song in his memory. This is Heaven on Two Wheels. A straight and narrow country road, green and gravel, all that's seen. Sky of blue and homes of white, clearings few and far between. A pedal steady as a glide, a balance learned from long ago. Generations passed it down, hard and fast or soft and slow. Very few can break this seal. It's just you and this heaven on two wheels. Heaven on two wheels. Wind blows by a chiseled face, salt and pepper on your head. Young with just a touch of old, shows the life with which you led. The soulful song you carried on was only ever sung by you. The passers-by where motors run are guessing less than 62. Many pass your steady heels, but one will touch your heaven on two wheels. Your heaven on two wheels. Cell phone rings, four wheels fly past the low speed limit sign. He looks away for just a touch, and luck ain't on your side this time. A crunch of metal, skin and bone breaks the silence of your way. The dust, it settles back to earth, and your blood settles in the clay. Your soul weaves right by this field, and you climb up to heaven on two wheels. To heaven on two wheels. A broken family split for good. You got no chance to mend your home. And Friday nights are not the same without the voice you made your own. But we remember all the times you bared your soul for us to hear. And for me you gave the world through your words and through your cheers. So let your spirit be revealed each time I ride my heaven on two wheels. 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 All right, thanks again. That was Heaven on Two Wheels. This is another one that I wrote and put on my first album. This is called Chasing Her Dream. This was written for an old schoolmate of mine that died young, tragically. And I went to a very small private elementary school. And it was one of those schools where everybody knows everybody, so most of the people that I remember sometimes come up in the back of my head. And when I heard about this person and how they died, I felt pretty bad. So This is back when I was still writing songs for the first album, and I ended up putting pen to paper and put out this one. Once again, this is Chasing Her Dream. Takes her post at the supermarket, where she's been working since her high school years. Time goes slowly as the patrons come and go by, the constant tone ringing in her ears. Late at night in the darkness of her childhood, after she closes the store, she lies awake with her wings tucked into her blanket, wondering if there's more. She's chasing her dream, wherever it may go, whatever it may be. She's chasing her dream, heaven only knows to what it will. Chasing her dream, she's chasing her dream. She packs her bags and she takes off running. Her goal is the California sun. She meets up with some old friends who have somehow ended up there too. But they all know what she had done. Late at night she takes her little Jackie by the hand. He says she'll be okay. She can't see past the smirk that is her own reflection. She drowns the pain away, chasing her dream, wherever it may go, whatever it may be. She's chasing her dream, heaven only knows to what it will lead. Oh, his eyes on her, she spins around, but he doesn't stop her as she lays her weary soul down. She lays her weary soul down. In the coolness of a Texas winter, her face holds a mortal stare. She always said she would find herself or die trying. No, but it doesn't end there. 'Cause late at night as the rain pounds on my window under the city lights, a little bird spreads her wings for the first time. The sparrow takes her flight. She's chasing her dream, wherever it may go, whatever it may be. She's chasing her dream. Chasing her dream, she's chasing her dream. She's chasing her dream. Thanks again. That was Chasing Her Dream. That song is very much about a lost soul. You know, some of us, some of the people I go to school with, some of them become successful, some of them not so much, and some of them get in trouble, and some of them just wander. And that's what she did. That's what that song is about. All right, I'm going to move into some covers now. This is an Ellis Paul song. It's called River. And this song was written in tribute to the late actor River Phoenix after his death, after his tragic death of a drug overdose in Los Angeles way back when. While Hollywood sleeps, a young man is dying on the concrete of a sidewalk downtown. As his brother weeps, the sirens come calling, and the medics feed him lines on the ground. And they say he's too young to surrender, and they cry out, and they call him by name. Their graffiti tells how he's remembered. Still the river runs on just the same. Run, river, run. The director speaks, the cameras are rolling. A boy steps between the backdrop and the lights, and he's stealing the scene with the crew as his witness. The whole industry will judge him come Academy night, and they say he's too young to surrender, and they cry out and they call him by name. Their graffiti tells how he's remembered. Still the river runs on just the same. Run, river, run. Now the tabloids will say what they want to, and the cameras will reenact his fall. His legacy speaks, but no one can hear it, 'cause his death has made critics of us all. His legacy speaks in the canister rooms, in the archives of great studio halls. And there it will keep, like a secret that's whispered between lovers and those who never knew him at all. And they say he's too young to surrender, and they cry out and they call him by name. Their graffiti tells how he's remembered. Still the river runs on just the same. Run, river, run. Run. right, thanks again. That was River, written in tribute to the actor River Phoenix. Let's see, there are people here tonight. I can finally read the chats on Facebook again after what happened last week. I don't remember what it was. But Joe was here, but have to leave Grateful Dead movie night. That's pretty interesting. You know, that old joke about people who go to a Grateful Dead joke, they always say, see you next year. All right, I got to retune my guitar for this next tune here. This song is written by John Gorka, but I know it from David Wilcox, and that's whose version I'm going to play here. This is a song that was written in tribute to deceased veterans. This is called Let Them In. Let them in, Peter. They are very tired. Give them couches where the angels sleep and light those fires. Let them wake whole again to brand new dawns, fired by the sun, not wartime's bloody guns. May their peace be deep. Remember where the broken bodies lie. God knows how young they were to have to die. God knows how young they were to have to die. So give them things they like. Let them make some noise. Give dance hall bands, not golden harps, to these our boys, and let them love Peter. For they had no time. They should have trees and bird songs and hills to climb. The taste of summer in a ripened pear, and girls sweet as a meadow wind with flowing hair. And tell them how they are missed, and say not to fear, it's gonna be all right for us down here. Let them in, Peter. Let them in, Peter. Let them in, Peter. All right, that was John Gorka's Let Them In. Very beautiful track. All right, what do we got next? Oh, yes, this one. All right, we'll get got the guitar ready. Bringing this one out for today. Sorry about that, but things were not. I'm going to move this a little closer. This is a Pink Floyd tune, and they wrote several songs in the past for the band's former leader, Syd Barrett, who left the band in a cloud of mental illness and hallucinogenic drugs, sadly. And back when he was still alive, the band had written several tribute songs to him after he had left the band, wishing him well and everything. And this song is probably... This one is probably the best known of those songs. This is Wish You Were Here. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they tell you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air from a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. What have we found? The same old fears. Wish you were here. All right, thanks again. That was Pink Floyd for Wish You Were Here. All right, I'm going to do the rest of the set on the standard tuned guitar, so give me 2 seconds here. right, this is another Ellis Paul song. This song was written in tribute to a young man by the name of Christopher McCandless. And if you've ever seen the movie Into the Wild, do you know who Chris McCandless is? All right, so here we go. This is The Ballad of Chris McCandless. We met on the highway, he was smiling, a mystic in torn blue jeans. Kid left his trust fund to come out walking. He hitched across this country with a backpack and a head full of dreams. Could have sworn he heard the earth a-talking. Sometimes he said, don't it feel like that concrete's closing in? We're putting bricks on the horizon. Was he chasing fool's gold on a holy man? Walking a dirt road till the end. I hitched the ride with Chris McCandless. I stepped in the wild of a dream. The horizon in South Dakota was an ocean of harvest grain. In a dusty silo, we found work for the taking. We'd hitched up from California, but he never told me his real name. Never told me what past he was out here shaking. We're all shaking something. Sometimes he said, don't it feel like technology's closing in? Raising towers on the horizon. Was he chasing fool's gold on a holy man? Walking a dirt road till the end. I hitched a ride with Chris McCandless. I stepped in the wild of a dream. A stone, a path, a river of glass. The night sky, hey, can you see stars from wherever you are, wherever you are? broken school bus, they found him in the heart of the Alaska range. The journey ends when the heart stops beating. Our time is so fleeting. Are you chasing fool's gold or a holy man walking a dirt road till the end? I hitched a ride with Chris McCandless. I stepped in the wild with Chris McCandless, and I felt alive with Chris McCandless. I was wide awake in the dream. Thanks again. That was the Ballad of Chris McCandless. That's another song about a lost soul, I believe. Wasn't quite satisfied with the world, so he went on his own way. I admire people who have the guts to do that. Kat said that's one of my favorite Ellis songs. Way to go. That's a good one to be one of your favorites. All right. This is a John Denver song. According to one story that I heard, he heard this, one story that he told, actually. He wrote this song about an uncle of his who had been killed in a car crash. And if half of the story is true, then Uncle Matthew seems like a pretty incredible guy. This is called Matthew. Had an uncle named Matthew, was his father's only boy. Born just south of Colby, Kansas, was his mother's pride and joy. Yes, and joy was just a thing that he was raised on. Love was just the way to live and die. Gold was just the windy Kansas wheat fields, blue just the Kansas summer sky. All the stories that he told me back when I was just a lad, all the memories that he gave me, all the good times that he had. Growing up a Kansas farm boy, life was mostly having fun. Riding on his daddy's shoulders, behind the mule beneath the sun. Yes, and joy was just a thing that he was raised on. Love was just the way to live and die. Gold was just the windy Kansas wheat field, blue's just the Kansas summer sky. Well, I guess there were some hard times, and I'm told some years were lean. They had a storm in 47, a twister came and stripped them clean. He lost his farm and he lost his family. He lost the wheat and he lost his home. But he found the family Bible. His faith was solid as a stone. Yes, and joy was just a thing that he was raised on. Love was just the way to live and die. Gold was just the windy Kansas wheat field. Blue was just the Kansas summer sky. So he came to live at our house, and he came to work the land. Came to ease my daddy's burden, and he came to be my friend. So I wrote this down for Matthew. It's for him this song is sung. Riding on his daddy's shoulders, behind the mule beneath the sun. Yes, and joy was just the thing that he was raised on. Love was just the way to live and die. Gold was just the windy Kansas wheat fields. Blue just the Kansas summer sky. Yes, and joy was just the thing that he was raised on. Love was just the way to live and die. Gold was just the windy Kansas wheat field. And blue was just the Kansas summer sky. All right, thanks again. That was Matthew by John Denver, written in a tribute to his late uncle at the time. All right, this is a Dan Fogelberg song. This song was written about his father as he was going up in age, and he died about a year after, Dan Fogelberg's father, I should say, died a year after this song was released. Or was it a year or was it a month? I don't remember. It was pretty close to where. Nonetheless, this is leader of the band. An only child, alone and wild, a cabinet maker's son. His hands were meant for different work, and his heart was known to none. He left his home and went his lone and solitary way, and he gave to me a gift I know I never can repay. A quiet man of music, denied a simpler fate. He tried to be a soldier once, but his music couldn't read. He learned his love through discipline, a thundering velvet hand. His gentle means of sculpting souls took me years to understand. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, and his blood runs through my instrument and his song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy to the leader of the band. My brothers' lives were different, for they heard another call. One went to Chicago and the other to St. Paul. And I'm in Colorado when I'm not in some hotel, living out this life I've chose and come to know so well. Thank you for the music and your stories of the road. I thank you for the freedom when it came my time to go. I thank you for the kindness and the times when you got tough. And Papa, I don't think I said I love you near enough. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old. His blood runs through my instrument, and His song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy to the leader of the band. I am the living legacy to the leader of the band. All right, thanks very much. That was Leader of the Band by Dan Fogelberg, written about his late father, which I think Twigs just put up a big thing about. Leader of the Band, a song written by Dan Fogelberg, 1981 album, Unison Age. I knew that. The song was written in tribute to his father, Lawrence Fogelberg, musician and leader of a band, who was still alive at the time the song was released. That's right. That's right. I don't remember exactly how long he was alive until he passed away, but Dan Fogelberg said he got to see the early success of that song. All right, I'm going to go into a song that I wrote now. Those of you who've been around for a long time know exactly who and what this song is about, in tribute to. This is Baltimore. The TV shows you an illusion. There's a darker side of town. They tremble at the thought of being next in line as the higher powers pound. The lucky ones sweat out the city jail. The others blaze a rosewood, brown and blood red trail. Baltimore, can you hear your children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. The jail van skids through these poor man's streets. Just let them have their fun. His hands are tied, his body's loose against this floor and the walls. That'll teach him not to run. Head to Great Bar and he's gone. Blue skies turn to gray as his soul passes on. Baltimore, children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. These martyrs leave their sidewalks wounded and stained. It's up to us to summon down the cleansing rain. The names are stapled to our chests. We won't stop till they can rest. Baltimore, can you hear your children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Baltimore, can you hear your country crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. Baltimore. Revolution passed through Baltimore. All right, thanks again. That was Baltimore. I'm going to do 2 more songs here, and then we're going to close up shop for the night. It's after 8 now, and my monitor system crapped out on me, so I won't be able to hear if there are any issues with the sound. So hopefully things will be okay. Okay, now it's just needed to be reset. But I think I'm going to be safe and take it off here because it is telling me the battery's going out in there. This is a song that was written by Richard Shindell. This song was written in tribute to Dave Carter, the late singer-songwriter who died back in 2002 of a heart attack. And Shindell incorporates a verse that he wrote, that Dave Carter wrote shortly before his death, and co-opted it into this song. In tribute, he had Dave Carter's bandmate, Tracy Grammer, play fiddle on the song. And he incorporated a verse into this song that ended up becoming the last verse to this track. This song is called So Says the Whippoorwill. The change could happen any day, so says the whippoorwill. She hangs round for the seeds I leave out on the windowsill. Be free, you fool, be free, you fool. She sings all afternoon. Then, as if to show me how it's done, she leaps into the blue. And the change could happen any day, so say all the guards. And the prison I have built around my solitary heart. I tell myself that I'm alright, that it's not so bad a place. The truth is that I'm just scared to death of walking through that gate. And the change could happen any day, so say my true love's eyes. They see into my shadows with their sweet, forgiving light. She smiles and says, come on, let's go, let's stroll the boulevard. It's such a shame to waste the night just sitting in the dark. change could happen any day. So said the mountaineer before he turned to face his cliff without a trace of fear. Yodelay-hoo, he sang right up until he caught sight of that open blue and became a whippoorwill. He caught sight of that open blue and became a whippoorwill. All right, thanks again. That was So Says the Whippoorwill by Richard Shandell. Let's see. Mom said, didn't know this song was written for Dave Cardick. Very much so. Very much so. This was written as a tribute to him and his songwriting, particularly, and it was released 2 years after his death on Shandell's album Vuelta. Well, I'm going to do one more for you. I'm going to close it out the way I usually do. But thank you very much for coming out to tonight's show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're new here, thank you so much for coming out. Once again, my name is Kyle Hancherek. I come to you from Warwick, New York. And I'm going to put this ticker tape down for some more info if you're interested in anything I do. All, if not most of the links, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, all of the links that are coming forward on here that you'll be seeing in a second can be found down in the description of this stream. So thank you so much for being here. And again, I have copies of When Angels Weep, the limited edition EP, that are still available at this time. If you're interested in that, go to my website and you'll find a link to the store where you can purchase one for yourself. But for now, thank you guys so much for being here. And of course, we're going to be back here again next Tuesday. We're going to be doing an Ask the Audience stream. It's going to be our first time doing that in a little while. And I'm not sure what the big question is going to be, but I'll think up of a good one for sure. But in the meantime, I'm going to close it out with How You Say Goodbye. Once again, thank you so much for being here. It's always a great pleasure to have you all here. Uh-oh, what did Twig say? Something about not being here? Let me get my glasses so I can read it better. This next Tuesday stream, I'll be in Rome, New York, do another Restaurant Impossible episode. Chef Robert Irvine, way to go. Well, thanks very much for being here tonight. Sorry we're going to miss you next week, but nonetheless, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Always a pleasure to have you here, Twigs. And, I don't have any public shows this weekend. I am going to be playing a wedding on Friday afternoon. I just got the music request for that, so I'm going to be buckling down for the next 3 days or so to learn those tracks. And then the following week, I'm going to be at NERFA. I'm going to be at the Northeast Regional Folk Alliance Conference, or NERFA for short, which is taking place this time in Asbury Park, New Jersey, at the beautiful oceanfront hotel that they have over there. And I cannot wait to get out there. It's been a while since I've been to NERFA, obviously. Because of the pandemic, there are several friends of mine who are going to be going, including several first-timers. I'm very excited to be back there again. But thank you so much for being here tonight. We're going to be closing out with this one song here. Thanks again so much for being here. This is How You Say Goodbye. The bases are loaded, bow down to the floor. A single shot on this screen plot is all I'm asking for. September is faded, no room for wanting more. My sad goodbye that's spoken through this stadium ensures. The temple is floating, the cheers sound much too good. The backyard sales of tallest tales is far too understood. I'm taking my chances with a slightly crooked grin and a fire in my eyes in a timely telling sin. If the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, a swing of the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy's sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. So many moments, but none to save the day. I never had that chance, but that's the price I had to pay. But now I am grounded. Fans ignite the flame, and the lightning says straight road ahead to glory and to fame. When the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, a swing of the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy's sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, this face looks better than a morning glory bloom, but I've struck out way more times. You can fit in this old room, but as I turn to leave, I'll find a strength I'll never tell. So I'm climbing up the down escalator for one last kiss farewell. And the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, swinging the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy's sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, and that, my friends, is how I say goodbye. All right, thank you all so much. It's a great pleasure to be here with you again tonight. Once again, my name is Kyle Hancherik. It's been a great pleasure to perform for you guys tonight. We'll be back again next week. Let me find the graphic here so I can put this up so that it's clear to those of you watching. We're going to be back next Tuesday, same time, same place, on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, whichever you choose. We'll be doing an Ask the Audience stream. And let's see, big thanks again to everybody who joined us. Let me see who was here with us in the chat. I know we got a lot of the usual suspects. My mom was here, Kat was here, Twigs, of course. Let's see, and Joe Aiken, I know. Mrs. D, thank you so much for joining me as well. And Joe Aiken, we mentioned. Big thank you to all of you. It's been a great pleasure playing for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a great pleasure. Once again, back again next week for an Ask the Audience stream. Hopefully we'll have a nice conversation there about whatever comes up. I don't know. We'll see. But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you all next week. Peace and love, you guys. Take care.